Hey guys, it's Ange and Lillia here, and we're back to do Lillia's 14-week life update. Now Lillia is 14 weeks old this week. She's weighing 7.5 kilos. Her head circumference is 41 centimeters and her length is 64 centimeters. So she hasn't grown much, but she has definitely put on a little bit of weight. Now with her weight and things like that, she has put a lot of weight on at the beginning of her first 12 weeks of life. But now that she's been 14 weeks, she's actually starting to slow down as, how much she's putting on each week, which at first I was a little bit concerned about it, but I've speaking to my doctor and things like that, she's actually following the guidelines, because as she gets past the 12-week mark, which obviously she is because she's 14 weeks, they actually stop and slow down putting on all the weight. So she's definitely following the guidelines, and she's basically going on par with everybody else her age and things like that, because she is in the 90th percentile when we went for her last checkup. Now this week Lillia also went for her very first ever swim lesson, and she absolutely loved it. So the very first swim class that she did was like an orientation class. They basically got all the kids together who have never done swim class before. They had a big talk about it, and they basically just show you what they teach them in swim. They then give you basically a class to go into. Now considering that Lillia is such a young baby still, she obviously is in the very first class, because obviously she hasn't learned how to hold her breath or anything like that just yet. So we were fine with that, and we actually, because she enjoyed it so much, have booked her in. So tomorrow is actually her second swim class lesson, and going off how much she loved it on Sunday, I think she is going to have a ball. Now the swim class we're actually going to is an indoor swim class, so all the pools are inside, and the pool itself is heated to 32 degrees, so it's basically just like a big bath for her, which she loves her bath. So I think she's going to love it tomorrow. And the only thing that me and my husband are now deciding is whether or not we are going to go to 2 classes or stick with the 1 class per week until she's a little bit older. So we have basically up until tomorrow afternoon to decide whether or not we're going to have the 2 classes or the 1 class, because obviously each week it's on the set day at a set time each time. So we're still just basically deciding that at the moment. And we'll go from there. Now another thing that Lily had her first thing this week was she went for her first barbecue. Now she loved the barbecue itself, but she hated the drive to go to the beach where we had the barbecue at. Now last week I said her car rides were getting a little bit better. I eat my words and I take them back, because her car rides this week have completely sucked. She has not liked them at all, and she has cried the whole way to our destinations, which it's just so sad and so heartbreaking, because you can't stop halfway through the drive and get her out and calm her down, because as soon as you go to open the door to put her back in, she starts all over again and she gets 10 times worse. Now a lot of people have told me their babies have gotten a lot better once they have turned the car seat around and they're forward facing, and that is a really good tip and everything like that. But Lillia is still really, really young, and she cannot forward face just yet. And from all the articles I've read and all the research I've done, I actually do want to do extended rear facing with her. So I'm just hoping that one day it will just click with her that it's not so bad and she will enjoy it. Now another thing that I'm thinking that she may have is some sort of either separation anxiety, or she might even get some little bit of car sick. So I'm not entirely sure, but every time that one of us, me and my husband, sit in the back with her, she seems to do a lot better and goes a lot further before she starts crying. But once she gets to the point that she's like, no, I had enough, there's no calming her down until she gets out of that vehicle, and she's out of it for a good half an hour to an hour before she gets put back in, because otherwise it's just bonkers the way she carries on. She carries on like a pork chop. Now also what we've noticed this week, me and my husband, is that if Lillia doesn't know somebody or hasn't seen them very often, she actually gives them the very cranky face. It's like me and my husband call it a stink eye that she gives them. She basically looks at them, she closes one eye like this, and she looks at them and she frowns at them, and it's this crazy to see, because usually she's just so happy and so smiley with me and my husband and people that she knows, that when we go to people that she doesn't know, she just gets so super quiet. She doesn't smile, she doesn't giggle, and she just looks at them like they are an evil person. So basically we're trying to get her to get used to new people and things like that. But in saying that, I don't want her to get too used to new people, because obviously with stranger danger and things like that, I don't want her going to anybody and just being super happy about it, because because, you know, obviously that's how people, you know, kids get, you know, snatched and things like that. So I definitely want her to be, you know, cautious about new people and things like that, but I kind of want her to be, you know, fairly sociable with people that she should know, like my mum and my dad, for instance. Like, she doesn't really see them very often, so when she does see them, she gives them a stink eye, which I feel really bad about because obviously they're her grandparents. But that is all for this week, and I hope you guys are having a great week, and we will see you next week. Hey Lillia. Okay, bye guys. Say bye, Lillia. Say bye. Okay, bye guys.